Welcome back. I'm Miles from Swan Investor, the home of making your money work harder for you while sleeping well at night. Yeah. I've been involved with the financial markets and investing since the late 90s. Everything I teach is earned or learned through experience, and I've made plenty of mistakes in the past, which is great for you because you can learn from these without taking the losses that I did. In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. Now, whether you're just starting out on very little or have experience and wealth, one of the critical questions everyone needs to answer is, what fees am I paying on my investments and for what? Now, like all good fairy tales, there's something in it for everyone. There's some scary stuff, plenty of valuable life lessons, but also a happy ending. So be sure to listen to the end. So, are you sitting comfortably?
This is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, Red lived with her mother in a beautiful town near a forest. Every day, Red goes out to run errands. Her mother has taught her that the world is a scary place and she should not stray far from the path.
Now, this is a good analogy for what I see happening in the investing world. We're taught that working hard will pay off the debts and bring financial reward in your retirement. We're just not taught at school about money and investing, about how financial freedom comes from making your money work hard for you by investing and not you working hard for money. So, just like Red, we head out every day, join the rat race, and don't stray from the path of earning money and trying to pay off the debts. For most people, investing is intimidating, and the stock market and financial centres like Wall Street and the City in London are scary places. Places where people lose money, crashes happen, and financial loss is a very real survival instinct kicking kind of visceral pain. Beware the big bad wolf. So, work and life take over. We have no time, and most don't take control of their money and invest. Those that try their hand at investing without proper guidance do tend to lose money. Studies show that 90% of retail investors lose money on stock investing because without confidence and conviction from having been taught, they let emotions govern investment decisions, which nearly always leads to a bad outcome. And so you stick to the path until one day
Red needs to stray from the path to pick some flowers and meets the big bad wolf, except the wolf was not so scary. In fact, she found him quite charming and told him where her family lived.
And just like Red, at some stage in life, most people get courted by Wall Street or the City, by financial advisors and fund managers, and are persuaded on the need to invest. And this feels like a safe place. Because we lack confidence or time, we hand responsibility over to someone else. And we hope that the professionals will make enough from our hard-earned cash to give financial security in the future, or pay for the kids' education, or fill in the blank. Now, I want to make a short digression from our story to show you some numbers, because numbers don't lie. On earlier videos, I showed how 90% of financial advisors and active fund managers don't beat their benchmark. And you'll be paying anything between 2 to 5% per year in fees for this service. I also showed how anyone can meet the benchmark by investing in index tracker ETFs with negligible fees. So let's head over to thecalculatorsite.com and see how much money over your working life you will pay for these active funds. So in a previous video, I showed that an active managed fund of developed market equities with 3% total fees has historically averaged 5% return per year. So we're going to run this out for 35 years for an investor making a $10,000 investment per year. So start off with the 10,000, the 5% interest rate, 35 years, an additional 10,000 per year, which is 833 per month, and run that out. And you can see the result is just shy of $1 million. Now, let's rerun this for the same investor who, instead of paying all these fees, invests in a developed market equity index tracker ETF with negligible fees. And so, if we remove those 3% fees, the 5 becomes 8%. And we just rerun that. And you'll see the result now is not far off 2 million. That's a difference of nearly $1 million. Now this is a serious amount of money. And obviously if this investor carried on paying fees during retirement, it would be a lot more than $1 million. Now when I show this to people, it blows their mind because none of us are taught compound interest at school. How is it even possible that you can work your whole life to save money for your retirement, but in fact if you paid just 3% fees, which sounds small, you are losing about half of your financial freedom to your advisor and fund managers?
And so let's return to our story where the big bad wolf has found Grandma's house and he opens the door, finds her in bed, picks her up with one hand, opens his mouth and swallows her in one go. And then Red arrives and the wolf grabs her and swallows her with one big gulp.
And so just like Red and her granny, we get swallowed up and just hope we'll be okay. Now when it comes to something as important as your financial well-being, knowing you'll be safe and secure in your retirement and having the money you need before then to provide the best for those you love and to enjoy life on the journey, just hoping it'll be okay, is a gamble you should not be prepared to make. That's scary. I want you to be certain that you'll never have to worry about money, that you'll never have to rely on others or worse, the government, to be okay. I also don't want you to fall for all those get-rich-quick schemes and scams out there that promise the moon but just cause stress and result in losses. So investing to me means converting hard-earned cash into assets that are free to grow in value, unshackled by taxes and exorbitant fees. So I know for certain that they will end up paying me not to work by providing me all the money I need to live the lifestyle I want now and in my old age. Now that is living happily ever after.
And Red and her granny live happily ever after too. After a passing woodcutter hears their screams, grabs the wolf, shakes out Red and her granny, and the wolf runs away.
So Red and her granny were lucky and were saved by a passing woodcutter, and you can be too. Now I'm not saying don't use financial advisors or active funds. Clearly some 10% of fund managers do beat the market. So if you want to pay serious money, do ensure you're getting serious value for it. However, most of what fund managers and fund advisors really do is to provide you with confidence that your money is in good hands. However, you don't need to pay 3% of your net worth every year to feel confident. I mean, you wouldn't pay a mentor or a doctor a percentage of your net worth for their advice on your well-being, would you? So one way of doing this better would be to engage a truly independent financial advisor who you pay on an hourly basis to review your full financial situation and investments once a year. Another way is to join a lifelong membership program where for minimal cost you'll be shown how to move from gambling with your financial well-being and just hoping it'll be okay to having a solid, safe and certain investment strategy which you can rely on to provide you with exactly what you need, where you'll be able to relax knowing your money is working hard for you, not your financial advisor or the taxman, and best of all, you'll discover how to put your whole strategy on autopilot so you can spend your time living life and not worrying about money. The most beautiful thing is that by liberating ourselves from financial insecurity and by gaining confidence as an investor, we can create a ripple effect by not only changing our lives, but also the lives of those around us and making the world a better place for everyone. What I'm really saying is, no one needs to be scared of the big bad wolf.
The end.
So, if you've enjoyed this tale and are interested to learn more of the Swan investing secrets, please subscribe below. And if you like what I'm doing to try and be of service to investors who want to make more from their money and sooner, please also hit like. Feel free to comment and add questions below too, and I'll answer them within 48 hours. And there are also some links below where you can find out about the programs that we've got going on.